afternoon, gentlemen and ladies. I'd like to share a story about a session I had during our management development course at the AIM a few years back. I clearly recall the professor talking about the immortal I Had a Dream speech of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., which he made roughly 55 years ago. Now, his electrifying message was heard over 250,000 individuals. But to this day, his words remain to be spoken and are still very relevant. And he notably pointed out the failure of certain segments of society back then to acknowledge and hold true that one sacred creed that all men, regardless of the color of his skin, his race, his belief, that all men are created equal. More importantly, he radiantly called for action, for change, for courage, and for a peaceful revolution. When he mentioned the words, now is the time, he displayed his determination to reach that aspiration and the vision for a better future when he repeatedly said, I had a dream today. And as history unfolds, eventually millions of eyes were opened, hearts were unbroken, souls were uplifted, but the tireless, joyful, yet still challenging journey towards ultimate goal of equality and justice continue to this day. This is his legacy. Now, fast forward to October 2021, we find ourselves being reminded of Martin Luther King's timeless discourse, the circumstances surrounding it, and more so, the message of hope, courage, and unfailing determination to overcome. Now, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask the audience, what is your unacceptable status quo? If I may borrow a line from a documentary film, what is your inconvenient truth? How can we ensure that learning will continue no matter what? According to reports, enrollment in private schools for school year 2020 and 2021 declined by 50%. That's equivalent to 2 million students, while 400,000 private school students transferred to public schools. Now, based on that article, the primary reason for this is the economic impact on families of the pandemic. Parents losing jobs, losing businesses. Another one can be the unequal impact of school closures to the children. Not all children had the opportunity, digital tools, or access needed to keep on learning during the pandemic. And how can the education sector provide a safe learning environment that protects students, teachers, and other personnel? From an operational and engagement perspective, what are the most pressing issues and challenges? It could be an alarming low student engagement, maybe data security threats. Another one could be plagiarism and disparate school education tools. According to reports shared to us by our partners, 75% of teachers said that their students are less engaged in remote instruction than in physical classroom. Cyber attacks have doubled and are affecting educational institutions year on year. Schools are using multiple siloed and different education technology tools as we speak, one for video conferencing, one for storage, one for learning management systems, another one for anti-plagiarism. And more importantly, the inability to have real-time analytics that can measure students and teacher engagement. On the other hand, and more importantly, I should say, never before have we seen such stirring scenes of selfless heroism, love for country, love for fellow men, love for family. Groundbreaking innovations and accelerated digital adoption that revolutionized the way we work, we learn, transact, collaborate, engage, and live. For instance, despite the struggles and challenges, the learning and education process continue as millions of Filipino students and teachers have adopted online and hybrid learning. And here is how we can help school organizations further transform to be more relevant, be more competitive, and ultimately continue to thrive. Now, first, simplify and unify. So bring all the essential learning tools together in one simple place, in one simple platform. Robust and secure video conferencing, internal chat, document sharing, collaboration, and a host of other features must be seamlessly interconnected to make it easier for both teachers, students, and administrators. Now, both Microsoft Office 365 for education and Google Workspace for education are designed exactly for this. Crucial features like secure and interactive video conferencing that are able to live stream to over 100,000 participants, creating breakout rooms for students, recording lessons, recording faculty meetings, and even missed classes. All of these are already embedded in this platform. Now, innovative and important capabilities like anti-plagiarism capability, originality reports, and similarity checkers are also installed and are also integral. To a large extent, this can mitigate what they call academic dishonesty. Also, increasing teacher, student, parent engagement, like gathering inputs, creating polls, tracking attendance, making grades, sufficient storage, document sharing, internal chat, email, all of these are seamlessly integrated in a single unified platform. I dare say that this is really true value for money. Second, ensure that your mission critical applications are hosted in a mission critical infrastructure. Now, 17 months ago, hosting mission critical applications like maybe ERP, your database, your finance, inside on-premise data centers and or server rooms within the campus were very convenient. However, current mobility restrictions and work from home scenarios have changed all of that. In fact, immediate access to these systems today is a challenge. Most likely, your school would be unmanned or undermanned, and it would be difficult for you or your staff to have physical access to servers that needs your immediate attention. Now, this creates a very precarious situation. Data loss or downtime might occur due to unmaintained critical servers, overutilized computing resources, and slow or delayed response time. The good news is that there are multiple solutions available that can address these challenges. For instance, mission-critical core applications can be co-located in vitro data centers, which provides 99.99% SLA. Data centers allow organizations to expand IT infra without having to go through months of planning and financial approvals just to add server farm capacity. And it likewise eliminates the hassle of large outright CAPEX investments with an OPEX or subscription model. Similarly, APLDT Azure can provide that added flexibility and agility. Other important day-to-day Elastic School applications and workloads can be deployed in APLDT's Azure Stack, which is also hosted inside Vitro Data Center. APLDT's Azure Stack allows school organizations to easily add and reduce compute resources as needed. This locally hosted cloud infrastructure ensures better customer experience, better students' experience as well because of the low latency. And last but not the least, how do you protect a perimeter-less environment? We have become more digital, more connected. We have more devices in the network. Now, this newfound wider virtual grounds also equates to a larger service area of vulnerability. And if inadequately protected, the risk of a cyber attack and breach becomes more apparent. This risk carry financial, reputational, and legal implications. Financial loss can arise from theft of student, teacher, school information, downtime, and ultimately loss of business. Now, being cyber resilient means being prepared before, during, and after an attack has occurred. This requires us to predict, prevent, detect, and respond to threats. Predict in terms of assessing your exposure and foreseeing attacks even before they can affect the organization. Prevent in terms of hardening your systems and deflecting incidents. Detect an attack in the event of an incident and the ability to identify and contain such incident through monitoring and visibility. Respond in terms of having a plan in place to remediate attacks, quickly stop it from spreading, and investigate the profile of the attacker. With this, gentlemen and ladies, and in closing, now is the time to ignite your own revolution. Kickstart your individual digital transformation journey and embrace new ways of working by discovering how technology can actually bring forth higher levels of efficiencies, profitability, and lower cost of operations through process automation and digitization. Now is the time to shift into high gear and learn from global best practices. Hear from industry leaders, chief technology experts as they share success roadmaps, guides, and playbooks. Now, gentlemen and ladies, EPLDT can definitely be your trusted partner as you go through your transformation journey. Jointly, we can plan and architect the migration roadmap. Ensure that your school organization transitions smoothly to a cloud platform, and ultimately enjoy the newfound productivity and efficiency levels through our customer success program. With EPLDT as a partner for the transformative journey, success is within reach and your enterprise is future-proof. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig.